Welcome to Settlement, a heavenly realm that is all but serene, torn from thousands of years of feuding between the gods. Mythologies clash, as Odin, king of Asgard, will stop at nothing to achieve his fate to rule, while Zeus, Lord Shiva, Osiris, and the other gods, great and powerful, have their own contradictory agendas. Join 19-year-old Aaron, the first proclaimed writer, as he journeys to uncover the truth of the impending war, traveling the supernal world, learning which gods can be trusted and which have been lying to mankind since the beginning. In the end, only one of the gods can be reclaimed as the ruler of gods, but first they will have to survive the warfare of the gods. The Writer and the Throne is the first book in the Warfare of the Gods series. It follows Aaron, who is brought to the realm of the gods as a writer to determine the truth and to actually write the truth so that everyone in this realm of the gods can read it and know what was going on. Basically, you have three different groups of gods, one led by Osiris, one led by Zeus, and one led by Odin, later Thor, who they are all Odin wants to be in charge, and the others don't want that at all. It goes badly downhill from there. So you've got, scheming and politics and people trying to figure out where they fit in and who's allied with whom, and then you've got battle, and it's all wrapped up in this whole problematic thing that Aaron has to sort out. So as far as the plot goes, this book is definitely more about the gods than it is about the writer. I think in that regard the description is a bit deceiving because it leads you to expect a bit more of the writer and following Aaron's journey and that sort of thing, and it does, just not as much as it follows the actual Warfare of the Gods bit, which is fine. I have no problem with Warfare of the Gods. I think that is an interesting story. I think you can do a lot with competing mythologies, especially I think this book does well in sort of explaining why certain characters, certain gods and pantheons don't follow the expectations that we have placed on them based on their mythologies. Because if you follow them according to the mythologies of Earth and whatnot, then if you get something wrong, people notice it. But if you state at the beginning why this doesn't work and why that's not accurate, then you can play around with the characters a bit more, I think, and I like that quite a bit, and I think this book does that pretty well. So from that standpoint, it's a very good book. I think it does very well. I would have liked to have seen a little more about the writer. I mean, you see him every now and again, and you get to know, okay, yes, here's what he's leaving behind and that sort of thing, but mostly he just kind of stands around and doesn't participate or really have any feelings about a lot of stuff until the very last portion of the book. I'd say the last 10% or so, he becomes more important. I liked this book. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more about the writer and his involvement in the plot. He's more of a framing mechanism than an actual plot central character, I think. He provides context for explaining the culture or the words or the situations and that sort of a thing, and so he's a good framing context character, but he doesn't seem to play a huge central role, and I was a little disappointed because based on the description I had kind of expected that. However, like I said, as a book disregarding that description, I think it does pretty well. I liked seeing the different scheming and politics and warfare, and I think it was interesting. I liked the different characters, I liked the variations on philosophies and the different traveling, ways they could travel and go see other mythologies and that sort of a thing. I think that was done very nicely, and I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. As far as characters go, I liked the Dwati sect of this book that includes Osiris and some of Shiva and some of the others who are in that sort of realm. I think the Asgardians didn't fulfill my expectations at all. Again, this is explained pretty well with, why they differ in certain aspects to expectations from mortal mythologies and that sort of a thing. They didn't fulfill my expectations at all. I still think they were interesting. The immortals did exactly as I would have expected them. So yeah, well done there. Yeah, on the whole, I think this is a good book. It's got, you know, scheming and war and battle and politics and trying to figure out what's right. I like that a fair bit. Yeah, and I think the sequel will be interesting because I feel like the story wrapped up pretty well in this book, and I don't know what's going to happen next since there is supposed to be more. That'll be interesting. Yep. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. If you're interested in this book, as usual, all of the links are in the description box below. You can find them there. You can find my links there too. I switched out my paperback for hardback, which is exciting, and, you know, new books here and that sort of a thing. But otherwise, it's April-ish. Yes, we're officially in April. As you can see, my calendar in my brain isn't working very well. Yes, my solution, of course, to that is, like, to go read books, even though I need to be writing books. Oh well. Anyways, go cause some trouble, go read some books, and I shall see you next time. Bye.